Good morning. Today we are going to discuss about the topic is big data analytics. So what is data? Data is unprocessed content is called data. So here big data, the data should be in petabytes is called big data. So whatever data is generating today, that should be in petabytes, gigabytes, that should be a collection of data in huge volume of storing that should be very complex to storing a data. So here about introduction about data is so nowadays the data is generating in different sources like e-commerce applications, social networks, weather forecasting, share marketing. In different sources the digital data is generating in huge volume. So the data can be defined. The data is defined fact such as numbers, words, measurements, observations, just a description, these things. So for example, we should take initially the raw data should be unprocessed information. When the data should be processed, it should be a elaborated information. So for example, we should take a SIN numbers. Initially the SIN numbers does not have any kind of information, any kind of elaborated information. So initially a new member can be taken a new number. That number can be assigned with Aadhaar card. Then the data can be processed. The particular person Aadhaar information should be carried. Means here data should be the particular number can be carried process the information to that particular SIM number. Then it is a processed as a information. So here big data. Nowadays big data is generating different sources. For example, we should take a WhatsApp. So here in WhatsApp we are generating different types of messages like short messages, images, videos, audios. In different messages, different users can be sending. So in millions of users can be utilizing these social networks. The data can be generating in unstructured format. So mainly the big data challenge is to maintain unstructured and semi-structured information. And one more example we should take for e-commerce application. So in e-commerce application we are generating semi-structured data. For example, we should take so different users can be select different data like different products. So for example, in e-commerce application, each user can select different items, different products, but the payment process should be common. So here the payment process should be in structured format. So unstructured, structured is a combination of semi-structured. So this e-commerce application can be taken as one of the example for to generating of a huge volume of data. And next, sources of structured data. Here sources of structured data is SQL database, Excel, OLTP, online forms, sensors such as GPS and RFID, network, web servers and medical devices. These are the sources for structured data. So for example, we should take a New York Stock Exchange. So any kind of share markets, so day to day there is generating huge volume of data by buying shares, buying or selling shares. So every second the data can be updating, buying, selling information. So in this way the data can be generated in terabytes. So the traders can be generate huge volume of data. In the same way, social media, different type of social medias like Facebook, Twitter, WhatsApp. So these social networks are generating 500 terabytes. Here example is given for Facebook for to generation of each day 500 terabytes. And airlines. In airlines also there are n number of passengers can be traveling in airlines. Here also n number of passengers can be placing their there can be reserved their air tickets. So here also generating in petabytes of data. And so characteristics of big data. So characteristics of big data, here mainly 5 characteristics are there. So first one is volume, second one is velocity, third one is veracity, fourth one is value, and fifth one is velocity. So these are the 5 characteristics. Here first characteristics, volume. So volume means here whatever data is generated that can be storing in petabytes. So here example is given. So the big data itself related numerous data is generating. So totally here whatever data is generating, that storing is one of the first characteristic in the big data. And variety. So here data can be storing in different formats. Variety means different kinds of data like structured, unstructured, semi-structured. These different categories of data is there. So here the big data can be stored, structured, semi-structured data can be storing. So example we should be taking emails, ID, photos, videos, PDF files, audio files, and so on. And next, velocity. So velocity, whatever data is generated, that should be stored in volume. So the data should be in different formats in variety. In velocity can be defined the speed of data processing. The speed of data processing. Velocity refers to speed of generation of data. How the data is generated and how it can be accessed. So third characteristic is velocity. So first one is volume. It can store the data, generation of data, and what kind of different data is storing. Second characteristic is variety, and the third one is the data generation speed is called velocity. And third one, this is the 3 characteristics. Next, so here big data processing framework. So mainly big data analytics tools are, we are discussing Hadoop and Spark. So these are the 5 characteristics. Already we have discussed about the characteristics of big data. So main challenges of the big data. So here main challenges to storing whatever data is generated. The data is storing is one of the biggest challenge. So whatever data is stored, that can be processing is the second challenge for the big data. And whatever data is processed, that should be analyze and give the and provide the results for the information. Means here these are challenges of big data is first one is storing, second one is processing, third one is analyzing. And whatever data is generated, the data should be providing privacy and security. So privacy and security, whatever data is generated, we need to provide the data with privacy and secure information. Next, so here, next we are comparing with SQL with Hadoop. So here parameters we should be taken. Comparing with Hadoop with SQL, first parameter we should be taken architecture. Hadoop supports open source framework. Hadoop is an open source framework. In Hadoop dataset, the data can be stored in distributed manner. So in SQL stands for structured query language. It is a domain-based language. It can handle database operations. It can manage database operations. So next second parameter is operations. Hadoop used to storing, processing, retrieving across data by using patterns is XML, text, and JSON. So Hadoop can be storing, processing, and retrieving by using formats of XML, text, and JSON. In SQL is storing, processing, retrieving by using relational database only, based on the relational database only. And here next third parameter, data types. Data types, data updates. So here Hadoop handling structured, unstructured formats. Hadoop handling structured, unstructured format. Hadoop can be update, write once and read many times. Here SQL can work only on structured, but unlike Hadoop, whatever is performing write once and read multiple times. So comparing to here, Hadoop can handle structured and unstructured information, but here SQL is handling only structured data. And next parameter is data volume processor. So Hadoop is developed for big data only. Hadoop is mainly developed for big data. Usually the data should be in terabytes. SQL better than low volume. Here low volume of data you should be maintaining. The data should be in gigabytes. In Hadoop is in terabytes or petabytes. In SQL is gigabytes. So next parameter is data storage. So Hadoop stores in the form of key value pairs, hash, map tables in distributed dynamic schema. So SQL structured tabular format, there is a fixed schema is there. In storing, data storage, in data storage, Hadoop have a dynamic schema is there. In SQL have only fixed schema is there. And next here schema structure. So Hadoop support dynamic schema and SQL support only static schema. Data structure, next parameter is data structure support. SQL supports NoSQL database. So the data should be in structured column data structure and meaningful, providing implementation for role backing. And SQL can follow autonomic ACID properties. So here NoSQL. So here Hadoop can be supporting NoSQL database. So NoSQL database is classified into 4 categories: key value pair, document oriented, column oriented, and graph oriented. These are the 4 NoSQL databases support to Hadoop. SQL is support based on the ACID property fundamentals of or DBMS. And next, Hadoop components. So Hadoop components. So Hadoop is big data analytics tools. Here mainly 3 components which should be described. So 3 components are: first component is HDFS, second one is MapReduce, and third one is AMP. So about HDFS. So HDFS purpose is to storing a data in distributed manner. This is the first component. Second component is MapReduce. So MapReduce, whatever data is generated that should be stored by the HDFS, that can be processed by the MapReduce. So MapReduce role is to process the data. And the third component is YAM. So YAM purpose is to manage the resources, whatever resources available to utilize to manage the data. Thank you.